Welcome back to GEISELSBERG for episode 2 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, I'm right up the top of the map of the area I am now working in, up at field 1 and 2 to start the first contract. First contract is always the most difficult, always most fraught with danger. It's not, but this is field 1 and 2, and the contract is from Jeremy. I would imagine Ben and Elise will be part of this as well at some point too. My grandfather has farmed field 1 and 2 for 60 years and he is recently taken ill. He will not be able to get his crops in this spring. As we've already discussed before, I sell Class Lexian combines for a living. That's what Jeremy does for a job. How cool is that? So he's asking, he's very busy obviously with machinery releases and stuff like that. Would it be possible for me to take on kind of a sharecropping system where he'll help out when he can, do bits and bobs when he can, provide machinery and things like that when he can, but would I be able to take it on and clear the fields for them when they're ready for harvest and that kind of thing? No problem at all. To help out with that, potentially they might be able to lend us a Lexian. He sells them for a living, so he might be able to get us a Lexian just for the harvest of these. That's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, he'll share profits with me. Would this be something I'm interested in? Absolutely I'm interested, of course. I don't mind helping out a neighbour, and if his grandfather's been taken ill, of course I'll help out. So I'm going to fertilise these. They're not ready to harvest yet, but I'm going to fertilise them. I don't know if field 2 will need fertilising. That may need harvesting now already, but I'm not going to do that. I have got other contracts that I am looking at too. I've got a few actually. Let's make sure I go on to the correct one first. I've got a couple that I'm going to be starting off. It's like I say, it's always difficult to know which one to start off with the equipment I've got and where I can get going. I've got a few forestry ones. I've got some for wood chips and stuff, which, to be fair, I could lease a wood chipper and a chainsaw and I could crack on and get some of those done, which I may well do in a little while. I've got one from Big Papa C for a couple of horses. Would I be able to raise a couple of horses for him? No problem, I'll be doing that, but I'm going to need a bit of land to put the horse pasture on. I'm also going to need oats to feed them, which leads me on to the next thing I want to do, and that's going to be to buy another small parcel of land. I have found one I'm interested in, and when we finish doing this job, what I will do, we'll whiz over and have a look. I need to make sure I try and get as much of that done as possible. What we'll do is whiz over and have a look and probably buy it. It's got oats in it already, which means I can harvest the oats, put them in storage, then when I've got the horses, I've got something to feed them. That kind of makes sense. I'm also going to give them names. Now, Big Papa C hasn't asked me about names, but I have a contract left over. What's that contract? It's not even really a contract. A kind of favour for somebody. I'll explain that when I get onto naming the actual horses. But yeah, we should be right with that. So yeah, I've got silage bale contracts. 2 of those. I've got one for Lunatic Calm, who runs and owns Farm It Inc. I think I'm missing this completely, aren't I? Of course I am, too busy talking. Looking down at my laptop. Should be paying attention, not looking at my laptop while I'm driving. Yeah, he runs Farm It Inc. And was having a few money issues, and he was leasing a grass field, and the grass field he was leasing was sold out from underneath him by the landowner, which means he's got no way to actually make his silage bales now, or his silage, full stop. Would I be able to help out with 10 silage bales? I can absolutely do that, so we're going to be cracking on with that. That will just help him keep his cattle operation afloat until he can sort out leasing a new field, so we're going to be getting on with that. Now, I do have a grass field down at the bottom of where my farm is, and part of that field I was able to fertilise, so I should get a slightly better yield off that. So I'm going to be using that to do silage bales. Now, I have got a lot of contracts coming. We've had a load of contracts coming. I mean, loads and loads of contracts coming. Weirdly enough, with all of the crops types available and the 2 new ones, I've got loads and loads and loads of contracts for bales. Weirdly, I don't know why. Some for mixed bales, some people asking for a mixture of round and square in all bale types and that kind of thing. I do wonder sometimes if people just do it to see whether or not I'll put myself through that kind of pain and misery. The bale jobs, the bale contracts, will be interspersed in between other contracts I do. I'm not just going to do one massive long run of baling, because obviously that's going to get boring for me to do, for you to watch. So what we'll probably do is, in between other contracts, I'll pick up baling ones when I can. Obviously, if I'm doing crops like wheat or barley or oats, and I've got a swath left over, then I can bale for straw. If I'm doing, I've got a couple of really interesting organic crop contracts, which have asked for very specific ways of doing the organic side of things. They're going to be interesting to do. I'm looking forward to that. One from my own boss, actually, from Papa. So that's another one. Like I say, some of these, I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what we kind of got on the cards as far as things go at the moment. I do have one for triticale, I do have some for rye. I've got some people asking for pigs, which obviously I'm running pigs at the moment, so I'm going to need to get more. I know that Farmer Pierce and Farmer Buttons are asking for some pigs. They're going to sell those onto Big Papa C, because Big Papa C does hickory smoked hams. If you've watched any of my other subscriber contract Let's Plays, a few of these are going to pop up. I've also got a contract for organic silage bales, interesting one that one, from KJ Wiggums of KJ Wiggums Haulage. So we'll be picking that up as well. He owns field 55. So we'll get over there and we'll have a look at that as well. So yeah, we got loads to be getting on with. But I think once I've done this, I'll definitely I think I need to sort out a baler wrapper. Oh, and a mower. Oh, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? It'd be fantastic having a having the baler wrapper, but no way of actually cutting the grass. Genius move there. Like I say, I'm going to lease to start off with. I don't have the funds to be buying loads and loads of stuff. Now let's see about this one. I think we might need to actually check on the let's have a look at the GPS growth map, plot map. So what have we got on here? Wheat, and we've got barley. Growth. Well, it's ready to harvest. Which means I won't be able to get any more fertiliser on it. Right, well I won't be getting on with that now. That will have to be done. I think if we can get Alexian from Jeremy, then we'll why not use it. Let's head over and have a look at this field. If I can find my way. I have put this on. Oh, hang on a minute. I did have it on. Let's change that to front wheel steer only. For driving to and from, I'm going to put on front wheel steer. It's a lot less twitchy. It's easier to cope with. Should bring us out somewhere sensible. Say somewhere sensible. Onto the main road, I think. If my map reading is correct from earlier. Yeah, here we go, just here. Finding my way around. New areas are always a little bit tricky. So yeah, thank you for everyone so far who has submitted contracts. I will just reiterate. I completely forgot to put the link. It was me saying at the start of the video. A link will pop up here now to show you the guide to subscriber contracts, and I forgot to put that link in. After a few views, I then thought, okay, I've made a mistake here, and I put the link in. Watch the videos, watch what I'm doing, have a think about what fields I own. Like I say, as the farm progresses, I may get onto other contracts. If you ask me for 500,000 litres of sugar beet, I don't have a field yet big enough that I could even plant that amount in. That will be a contract I may get onto later on. If they are ridiculous amounts, you know, 1 million litres of potatoes, I'm realistically not going to get onto that. Who knows? I might do, but... So I'm looking at field 30... What was it? 34? 30? Something like that. Opposite the pig farm. And it's just got some oats in it. So I thought I'll have a look at that. If it's okay, I'll probably buy it. We'll just harvest it for the oats. But it will give me another little bit of land that I can put something in. They all start to add up. And I think it's one of those ones where if I buy the 2 fields next to it, I could expand it and make it into one bigger one. Oh, that was the other thing, was I do change the water tank. I did say in the last video that as soon as I said I was going to try to go with more modern farming, I then proceeded to buy a tiny little old water tanker. This is it here, I think. Let's just check on the old mappage. Oh, 39, not 34. I think it's actually ready to harvest as well. So, let's go into here. We've come all the way down here. We're at field 39. It is ready to harvest. Soil composition won't be great, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Yeah, definitely oats. So, let's buy that. 57 grand. Yep, we've got the money. So, we've got field 39. We'll get the harvester up here. We'll get cracking on that. Like I say, field 55 is owned by KJ Wiggums. And that's an interesting one. There's a lot of work I need to do on that one. KJ Wiggums, good friend to the channel. Got his own channel as well. Check it out. Does some great stuff. Because of our business in the past, I know I can count you to help me out of a bind. I own field 55 just north of your farm. I had a contract come in for 24 round organic silage bales. I need you as a subcontractor to flip field 55 for me. 1, I need the crop harvested, if there's one in it, and stored at Baywa, which is up top right, just near where I am. And I will pick it up. He'll provide any equipment needed. I think I might be alright with that. Then he needs the ground ploughed, manure spread, cultivated, but he wants it planted with grass. Obviously, I need to do silage bales. And then finally, in the first stage of growth, slurry spread. The grass then needs to be cut and wrapped in black wrap and stored at bay for the client to pick up. Various bits of equipment will be provided if I need them. So that's always good to know that people were happy to lend me equipment if I need it. So I'll be looking at that one carefully. Now the thing about this is, and what I always find interesting from me personally, but I like the fact that I get to kind of, a lot of the contracts intertwine, because the contract I've got for Big Papa C for 2 horses requires oats, so I've just bought the field for doing that. He's offering as part payment a plough. So what I might do is message him and say, if I can get the horse thing up and running, if I can have the kind of plough in advance, then I can use that to plough KJ Wiggum's field when I get to the ploughing stage on his field. One of the contracts for silage bales, I'm being offered manure as a payment. Someone else has asked me for manure. So what I can do is kind of move things around as I need to, which is kind of, I guess, is what you would do. It's that kind of bartering, haggling system, you know. I have even considered. Actually, let's get back on the road. That's how now ours. I have even considered kind of subcontracting. I know I said I wouldn't do it before, because if people want me to do their contracts, I know it sounds a bit cocky, but you know, people message and say, because they want to watch the Let's Play, they want to hear their name, and they'll still get shout outs and stuff. But sometimes I feel like too many contracts to do, or ones that's like, say, sometimes they can be repetitive if you've got a lot of baling ones. If I could subcontract other people. Now, this was mentioned to me by let's see if I can get this one up. It was I'm sorry if I say this wrong. CWTSO Gaming for Fun. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. Been a long time commenter on my channel. Has his own channel. Check him out. And asked me a while back about subcontracting. So would it be possible? Now, if other people are running Let's Plays, doing their own videos and their channels, and that kind of community then all intertwines, which I think is brilliant, in that we can then... I've just realised I haven't got what I need. That is the only downside to running this piece of machinery. That I need another 3-point link if I'm going to take the mower and the baler. Otherwise I can't do it. No, not that. So yeah, the suggestion was about subcontracting. So potentially that's an option there. What I could do is offer people contracts and say that, you know, would you be able to take on this one? Then in their own Let's Play, they can run whatever it is they, you know, I've asked them for, and then they can do the same kind of thing that I'm doing. I think what I might do. Do I really want to buy another 3-point link? It seems a bit excessive. What we do need though is a couple of bits of equipment. So. Baler wrapper. Now, for doing the first lot of silage bales I'm doing, actually I'm just going to buy a front mower. Let's go with this one, the Novacat 301 Varia. Like I say, I'm going to lease it, I'm not buying it. It's not too expensive to lease, that's good. And then we're going to need baling technology. Now I could just go for the Kuhn FBP. It's a bit frustrating because the Rollant's due out next week, isn't it? The class one. I don't want to bale then wrap. As part of the KJ Wiggum's contract, I'm going to be using, I think, one of these wrappers. Could be RB580, I think has been offered, and one of the Anderson pickup trailers. I have also got another one that I'm going to do later on. Don't know when. Yeah, let's just go with the FPP. Now these didn't specify what colour, did they? Don't think they specify what colour. Let's lease that. 4 silage bales, but the silage bales have to be delivered to the biogas plant unwrapped. That's an interesting one. I like that. Which is going to mean I have to have a real good think about how I do that. Right, okay, this is frustrating. So this is where a normal tractor might be a little bit better for this kind of thing, you know? Because your 3-point links are always there. Much as I do like the modular idea of this, this can become a bit of a problem. I can see that happening already. No, don't want crab steer, or that one, or that one. That's weird. What happened there? There we go. Yeah, I can see why. I did have a few comments, people saying it's not actually as great as you might think for this very reason. So we might have to look at getting a new tractor at some point. I do have the small one, but I'm going to have to come back for the mower. Oh. You know what, I'm not going to come back for another mower. What I'm going to do, I'll do a bit of a dodgy here. I think it's under miscellaneous. I'm going to lease one. They can always come and collect it, just for the time being. It's only a small bit, isn't it? Let's lease one of those standard adapter. How much is it to lease? 918. It's money I don't really need to spend, but for the time being, I need to. Right, yeah, so I mean the gist of all of that was my ramblings. Potentially there could be some subcontract work. I don't know. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to upset people. If people have specifically put in a request because they want me to do it, I totally get that. But then potentially I could do some stuff with other people too. Which might be quite nice. So anyway, enough of my wafflings. The other, oh hang on. Ooh, that was weird. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, so the other silage bale contract, one for Lunatic Calm for 10 bales, and the second one is for James. James has a farm in Ireland, and they had a flood, and the flood completely washed out their silage clamp. And James is the guy that can offer me manure because they're running a dairy farm. They've got loads of manure on hand, and they were in desperate need of silage bales. And what they can pay me is manure because that's what they've got sitting around. So it kind of all works out in a roundabout way. Let's get this back then. Let's get these silage bales done. Even if I just get them made. This is very narrow. I think there's going to be some cutting across fields involved with harvesters. or it may well be having 2 harvesters, and you have kind of one harvester stored in the northern part of the farm and a second one on the southern part, so you don't have to drive through the middle of the town every time. Either that or buying some of the forest bits up and putting a road in maybe across, a kind of bypass around the town maybe, I don't know. It's just an idea. Right, let me see you down in a second. I need to it's a bit of a drive back. This, whoa, I've done it again. This is what I was having problems before. Right, there we go, front steer only. That's why I was getting a wobble on. I haven't got my wheel plugged in at the moment. Let's go this way this time. Cut down here. Now, a few people have mentioned the water sources down at the bottom are very flickery. The map needs an update or needs something doing because the water down the bottom flickers, and a few people have said they really don't like it on their map, and some people have even landscaped it and filled in those areas so you don't actually have water anymore. I think it's one of those things you can kind of maybe put up with. At certain angles the water does flicker a bit, you get this kind of weird texture flip. I don't know why it does it. Anyway, so what we are going to need to do as well at some point is buy some of the bigger fields, because I've got some contracts for some large amounts of triticale and rye and various different things, so I am going to need some larger fields. If I don't get larger fields, it's going to mean a contract where they're asking for sort of 200,000 litres of something is going to take me multiple harvests. At the end of the last episode I did come out and fertiliser spray or spread on my field here. I do own a little bit of this woodland as part of the starting farm. So like I say, I can start with a little bit of the forestry, some wood chipping and that kind of thing, which is fantastic. And what I could do, if I cleared a load of that, I could then extend this field a little bit. Not massively, but I could extend it a little bit. So yeah, there's a few options available here. I've got to work out how to get into this field now actually. Go through the yard. So I think there's a lot of fencing, but I don't remember seeing an entrance unless it's down the bottom end. I'll have to get that harvester up to field 39. I do have a contract, somebody actually owns that chicken thing. I thought it was mine, but we've got a field entrance just here. There we go. Right, so we can get straight on with this. I don't know how many I'm going to get off of it, but I'll get as many as I can, because any I can store other people that have given me contracts, it will kind of make life a bit easier. 2, 3, 4. No. That's better. Right, so front attachment, we want that on. I do want to put that on narrow though, if I can. Right, there we go. That little bar, see that? Going from wide to narrow. It will just help with picking it all up with the baler behind. So put it onto narrow, which will put it onto a kind of a swath mode. Drop that down. Fantastic. Now we go all the way to the back, turn that, unfold it first, turn it on, drop it down. And let's get going. So I need 35 if I can off of this. If not, I'll just have to re-fertilise, let it grow again. But if I can get 35 off it, fantastic. So we kind of already started on the first contract for Jeremy, or for his granddad. We've bought a new field ready for a contract for Big Papa C. We're now preparing silage bales for 2 contracts for James and Lunatic Calm. So I'll load that one. It's all go. It really is all go. And this is, I think, For me, it can get complicated, and I know for people viewing it can. At the end of the day, just go with it. Just enjoy the farming. And bottom line of it is, I'm doing the farming. It's a means to an end because the farming makes me money. It will either give me crops or things I need to trade with other people. People will pay me in certain things which I can use around the farm. I know a lot of people have offered me pig feed as payment because they know I've got pigs and I'm running pigs. So it all kind of, you know, it all kind of helps out. Everyone helps each other, kind of thing, and I like that. So yeah, we're off and running anyway. That's the main thing. It's always like getting that first one done. Got to be careful here on the slope that it doesn't roll off and disappear into the water source behind me. That would be bad. The good thing is, every time I do any wheat contract, or I do wheat for myself, or I buy a field that's got a crop in it that I can use for straw, I've got loads of contracts, people asking me for straw bales and loose straw and things for bedding and things like that. So I can then... It's still rolling. It's not a particularly steep incline here. It's a bit of a worry. I'm also thinking, am I going to get 35 out of this? That's got to stop soon, or that's going to disappear. Right, give me 1 second. Come on. No, stop, 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 stop. Blimey, I was worried. Right. I've got more bales to make, so let's get that turned back on again. Go to the front, turn that back on again. Let's get this done. Drop that one off, and let's go. I will see you in a little while when I've got some more done. And so, with only 1,616 litres in the baler left, we've hit 35, and I've cut everything. When I say everything, I cut the entire field, I cut some of the grass in amongst the trees, and I even cut my cow pasture, because I've got no cows in it at the moment, to get to the 35. So that's the contract for James and the contract for Lunatic Calm. 25 for one, 10 for the other. I need to get these collected. I also need to check the contract to see where I'm supposed to be taking these to. So I'm not too sure off the top of my head where they said they wanted them. I think it was just where are we? I'll send one of my lads to collect them from your farm. That's from James. And then I think Lunatic Karma, not too sure. I'll have to check that one. So yeah, that's that done. These can both go back as they're leased, as can the front 3-point link. I need to... there's something I needed to fertilise. What was it? I'm going to need to fertilise this field again actually, because it's now been cut. Where does it say? I'm just thinking. I should have read further down this. It says to sweeten the deal, this is Lunatic Calm, you will be entitled to my next run of milk, which will be 32,000 litres. So I get some milk of this one. Cool. Bales or loose can be placed in an area on GEISELSBERG. I can pick them up and drop the milk and payment off. Okay, so both of them I can leave at the farm. So what I'll do is I'll pick them all up and we'll put them possibly up in one of the yards, maybe stand them up in the bunker silo, and then yeah, we'll do that. Then they can be collected by the two respective farmers. So what I need to do now then, I just realised as well when I was mowing, there's a little track here that takes me into my farmyard, so I didn't have to go all the way around. That harvester needs to get moving. I need to get that sorted. Right, what we'll do is we'll put these in the yard, drop them off. I'll grab the... I think we'll grab a loading. I could do them by hand, that's going to take a while. But I could under baling technology. How much is it to lease one of the auto load? Which one does round bales? That one. 3,600. Oh, what? 24 bales. That'll do 24 bales, but it's a little bit cheaper. That only costs 2,565. Or I thought I had the old, maybe I haven't. The Ursus T127 only does 8 bales at a time, but it'd be a lot cheaper to lease. I'm right by my field. I can just literally grab them and... that's weird. I wonder why that's not available. Right, what we'll do, we'll have a look. I'll take these back to the store. We'll see what's available. I'm seriously thinking about a tractor. Whether to trade in the Lin track, get something a little bit bigger with front 3-point and rear standard. Right, so I'll get these this loading trailer. We'll go this way. Fantastic, right. I have just left the store in the Lin track. I'm off to help out the harvester. I had an old TX32 header trailer. The header was on, but it wouldn't stay on it. It didn't like it at all. I thought it would work, but it wouldn't fit because we got the TC 590. It would, just wouldn't work. So I came up through. There's a back lane that runs up through the forest that brings you up towards the main road. I kind of cut through the trees as well. When I got to biogas plant, the problem is I can't run along the road with the header on the harvester because there's too much traffic on this main road. So I've had to buy one of the leg one header trailers. I'm just whizzing out there now to the harvester so the harvester can put it on it and I can get that field 39 started. Then I've decided to lease one of the Anderson bale trailers. I just thought it'd be easier than doing 8 at a time. There we go, that's as far as I got. I came up this lane here. I am seriously considering though doing a bit of landscaping and putting a couple of like tracks in through the forests at various points as kind of shortcuts. Might work. Right, let's stop there. Fantastic, right. Let's put the beacon on. I should have come a little bit further back, but that's fine. Let's hope this sits on here a little bit better. It just did not like that TX32. Now, a lot of you are probably going to ask, because today, being Friday, I'm off to Poznan in Poland, to the game arena for the next leg of FSL, which will be live on Sunday. Qualifiers will be on Saturday. And the finals will be on Sunday, which will be live streaming. We will be live on Twitch and Mixer for the English stream, and the German stream will be on YouTube. But a lot of YouTubers have got early access to the Class DLC, and as of 10 o'clock this morning, they were allowed by Giants to post their videos. So you're going to see a lot of people post their videos. Giants were great, to be fair, to their credit. They sent me all the relevant PC keys and all the stuff to download whatever I would need to. Because I'm going to do FSL, we were given early access if you were one of the casters, which was fantastic of them. Unfortunately, I'm the console guy, so the PC keys, I couldn't do anything with them. I am toying, I've mentioned it a couple of times, with buying a PC to do FSL stuff. I won't do, if I do, I wouldn't do Let's Plays on PC. Console's my thing, you know. Whilst they did try to give me early access, there was nothing I could do. I did ask if it was possible to have a hard copy of the game early, and I don't know if it was Sony won't allow it, or they don't get hard copies into the head office. I think they just go out to distributors. There wasn't anything I could do. So yeah, you'll see a lot of the class stuff. Hopefully, excuse me, as soon as I can download it on Tuesday, on the 22nd, the same as you guys out there, I will be doing my usual kind of, as you would normally do, a guide to video. I'll just kind of break it down and we'll have a look at what's in there. I know I did the whatchamacallit, mine's gone blank, fact sheets, but obviously seeing them in action and what they do and that kind of thing is seriously cool. So yeah, that'll be then my kind of sideline to my day job, which is working here for Papa Farms. Right, let's get this header on, and then we'll get the harvester going on field 39. Nice traffic going. Mass reactive traffic. As soon as you appear at a junction, so will a car. I need to get out in front of this lorry. I shouldn't, but I will. I have also bought a new water tank for the IT runner. We will deliver that to the pig farm, and we'll get rid of the other water trailer. That's why the money's gone down a little bit. We're down to 111. That's all good. We'll get there. Right. That's probably a little bit better this time, isn't it? Probably. Let's get this oats. What am I stuck on? I think I turned too early. Actually, the easier thing to do would have been let's pull that out of the way. There we go, that's better. Oh, hang on, hang on. Swath is enabled, good. It's one of the other interesting baling and that's why, again, that's why I love subscriber contracts, why I love you guys submitting the jobs you want me to do. I had a contract, I've got a contract coming for bales, but specifically rye bales. So it's the swath from a rye crop, so I can't just use any straw swath. It's got to be specifically rye bales. That's an interesting one. It's very... No, it's not an odd shaped field. But like I say, the two fields next to it, potentially, if I buy up those when I've got a bit more money, I can then plough through and have one big field up here as well. There's all sorts of options like that. If you don't want to or can't afford to buy a massive field straight off the bat, do it in small chunks and then gradually work your way up. Right, okay. Well, let's get going on a worker in a second. And let's get back on with collecting those bales and put them in the yard for James and Lunatic. Well, at least the RBM 2000, the Anderson, I thought would be easier. Right, now we're off the road. Let's go. There we go. So only 25 and 10. This will do 24. Okay, so let's open that up. Like so. Go around that way. Get all the edge ones this side. 20 to 4 already. Where does the time go? Do you know what I'll do? Let's do that first. So that's the first 10. I think we'll stick him here. Put that down. Back up a bit. And we will unload there. Don't go anywhere, stay there. Fantastic, right, first 10. Let's go and get the rest. Right. Rock and roll. Let's see if we can get that one right in the corner that disappeared off. Should be able to. I'm pretty sure even one of the bale contracts I've been given is specified that I can't use an auto loader, it has to be done manually. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? It kind of, when that sort of thing happens, it's so much easier. And I know people do the whole, oh, you're rubbish at stacking bales, or, you know, not me personally, you know, specifically, but you know, people will comment and say, oh, or I can't do it, or, you know, not me but them, but you know what I mean. And then you get that situation, don't disappear. I think I'm right on the edge of the thing, aren't I? Yep, that's going to be interesting to get to, isn't it? Alright, so I'll get right up on this. Come on. There we go. And that people, and when they're playing themselves, well, you can use auto load ones. You can use ones like this, which are more automated rather than auto load. You can do it manually. You can do. I really do miss the Pack V. You know, the one that used to stack 4 bales, square bales. That was brilliant. I loved that mod because I didn't mind stacking, kind of manually stacking. When you had stacks of 4 all over the field, I'd happily go along with a set of forks and pick up stacks of 4, load them onto a trailer. I found it very therapeutic. So this is kind of the in-between, isn't it? Between manual and complete auto load, this is automated loading. So, you know, it's all good. Right, give me a minute, we'll get the rest of these done, and I'll see you back at the yard, and we'll get them put in. Then I need to sort out that water tank for the pigs. I do need to actually sort out. I think I'm going to have to invest in a front loader for the lin track. That's what I was going to do, wasn't I? I said I would put a front loader on it, and that can be used at the pig farm because that needs a bucket. The pigs are going to need cleaning out as well at some point, fairly soon, if not already. Right, last bale for that. Should not just unload. Like so. Put that down. Right, I need to fertilise that field now, but there are your 10 bales LC at Farmit Inc. I hope you managed to sort out leasing a new grass field or buying one, however you decide to do it. James, there are your 25. I hope you get your flood damage sorted on your pit. That's the first 2 contracts complete for Papa Farms. Nice. We are going to have to invest in some machinery. I'm just thinking with a lot of the baling contracts, I'm going to need a baler. Otherwise, it's going to cost me a fortune to keep leasing a baler, and there's going to be a load more baling I'm going to need. So a baler is an absolute essential, I think, for a lot of the jobs I'm going to be doing. This I'll take back, and then we'll sort out changing over the water tank. But yeah, they're ready to collect whenever you want them, gents. So we should be getting 32,000 litres of milk at some point from Farmit Inc. and a load of manure from James, so that would be absolutely fantastic when that all arrives. That's certainly, again, that's going to help out with other contracts or fertilising or whatever jobs I've got. Actually, you know what I will do? I think I will get on with fertilising that field, and I think maybe they'll come and collect that if I'm really lucky. Right, let's swap these over and I'll get on fertilising that field. Right, I'll see you in a minute up at the store, I think, and then we'll get that that water tank sorted out. You know what I love about the little Lintrack is that it's only got very, very small horsepower. And when you're running the IT runner, you can't move it and load or unload. It will do one or the other. It's using all the power it can to operate the actual IT runner. What I also love is when you make a huge gaff, think, yeah, let's go fancy, let's go modern. Let's use an IT runner back for this, which I bought. This lovely shiny back. It's not a water tank. It's a milk tank. Oh dear, just took it over, put it down next to the standpipe. I'll fill it up. Couldn't get it to fill up. Couldn't work out why. That would be why. Let's do that first. So that I can't drive. I'm trying to drive. It just has not got the horsepower to operate the IT runner back as well. Oh well. Right, let's disconnect that. Let's close that up. Actually, yeah, so I have to have a bit of a rethink about the water situation. We'll stick with what we've got at the moment. It's not super modern, is it? Let's sell that back. Oh dear, right, what I'm going to do is disconnect that. To finish off, to round out the episode, let's do a little bit of a conversion on this. Let's customise front loader. Yes, 1,500. Outrageous. Customise. Let's get ourselves a small front loader. Just want the stole. FZ 30. It's not cheap though, is it? Is there a cheaper option? Don't think we have in the mods, have we? No, about the same price. Yeah, right. So. And let's buy that. And we'll get ourselves a bucket. I might try and get a slightly bigger bucket. What's that? 940 litres. No, too small. I don't want to go too big, otherwise it's going to look ridiculous. 2,000 litre multi-purpose bucket. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. Right, so what we'll do, we'll take our new loader and our bucket and we'll go and clean the pig's feed area. But with that, we have 2 contracts complete. More on the way. I'm going to go and sort out the pigs, cleaning them out. But we have come to the end of this episode. That still looks huge on there, doesn't it? I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.